Hey y'all, this is Ro. These are my World Cup 2026 group stage predictions. I know I've been gone for several months, but I feel like I should make this video because it is the World Cup and I'm really excited for it. So, starting off, Group A, honestly, Mexico, I believe they're going to win the group. Um, the main competition in this group is South Korea, but I feel like they'll have a pretty good chance against them. And overall, Mexico have a lot to prove from the 2022 World Cup due to their underwhelming performance in that one. But I do believe they have the capabilities of winning this group, at the very least getting top two. And for South Korea, have also been pretty good in the qualifiers. They're usually always consistently good, and I believe they're going to make it out the group stage again in this World Cup. As for Czechia have been doing a lot better, or at least somewhat better than South Korea in the qualifiers. So I have Czechia getting third in the group and South Africa getting fourth. All right, coming up next is Group B. I think it's pretty confident to say Switzerland are going to top the group, and Canada also have a lot to prove in this World Cup, despite never getting a World Cup win in their history. I believe this is the chance for them to get their first win and get second in the group, because overall they have a much better squad than what they did in 2022, in my opinion, and more players with more potential and more growth. We see David, we see Alfonso. They have grown more as players, so I believe they're going to get second in the group. And the reason why I put Bosnia and Herzegovina at third is because, well, not only just because they knocked out Italy in the qualifiers. I mean, that doesn't really have too much to do with it, but that's still insane. Denying them the World Cup for the third time in a row now. But yeah, no, Bosnia, they just performed better in the qualifiers and like friendlies as of right now. So I see them getting third. As for Qatar, honestly, I don't see them getting a single point. I believe they're going to lose all three of their matches. They might get a draw against Bosnia or Canada, but I see it as pretty unlikely. Qatar have never, in the last World Cup, which was their debut, they have never really performed that well. So yeah, I don't see Qatar doing much. They're going to get fourth. Group C, I'm gonna give it to Morocco. Honestly, I think Morocco have the potential to get first in this group. Really, their squad's been great ever since their run in 2022. They've just been in a pretty decent form overall, and have been playing pretty well these past couple years, especially in the qualifiers for the World Cup and in AFCON. Oh, despite not winning it. But as for Brazil have been kind of inconsistent this World Cup qualifier. They I believe at one point they were close to not qualifying at all, or like like almost outside of the qualifying zone, which I believe was like top six nations go through. But yeah, so Brazil, they were kind of worrying me, not gonna lie. But I still think Brazil are gonna get second in the group. I'm pretty confident they will, at the very least, get second. They honestly could still win the group, but I don't. For some reason, I just can't see them getting first. Second, definitely for sure. And the reason why I put Scotland at third is honestly because they have more World Cup experience, really, and like better players overall. So I see Scotland getting third and Haiti getting fourth. So yeah, that's what I see for Group C. Now moving on to Group D. This is probably the hardest group to call. Realistically speaking, any one of these teams could win the group. I do think it's going to be Australia, though. Great squad depth. They have been pretty consistent at the World Cup ever since the last time, 2022. Despite barely qualifying for it, they were able to defeat Denmark. I'm pretty sure defeat Tunisia, and I'm not sure if they lost against France. I believe they lost against France, but it was only by it was like 1-0, I think, or like 2-1. Yeah. Then they qualified for the round of 16. Almost went almost toe to toe with Argentina. 2-1. That's nothing to scoff at, especially against the especially because Argentina would have went on to become the world champions. So yeah, nothing to scoff at all based on their past records. As for USA, despite them being the host nation, I don't see them winning the group in any way. They're probably gonna get second. Just like a lot of drama in the dressing room, and just like not having an attack heavy direction, I feel like they're not going to score as many goals and are just a pretty inconsistent team overall. As for Turkey, same thing with USA, but they're at least a little more attack forward. So at the very least, that's that to consider. Yeah, honestly, anything could really be interchangeable. Even Paraguay, despite me putting them at fourth, they could very much get second or first in the group, and I wouldn't be too surprised. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say for Group D. It's just really unpredictable. Coming up next is Group E. That will be um Germany should win it pretty easily. I think Ecuador have a pretty good chance as well to get second. With Caicedo and Estupinha, they've just been pretty great overall. So yeah, I see them getting second for sure. Germany first. I'm gonna give third to Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, whatever you call them. Um, they've been pretty good as well. And as for Curaçao, yeah, I don't really see them doing too much. I'm proud of them for qualifying for their first ever World Cup, but yeah, no, I don't see them doing anything substantial in this one. But it's always nice to see a debut country. Next is Group F. This might be a bit of a shocker, but honestly, I see Japan winning the group. I think they very much can and will win the group. I don't know. It's not even like I'm not even basing it off anything specific. I just think Japan will do it. Based on past World Cup performance as well, the Netherlands have always gotten farther. I mean, after all, they played in, I believe, three finals, two in the 70s and 2010. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I believe Japan are gonna get first. However, that could very much despite apart from Tunisia, realistically, I believe any one of these teams could win. The reason why I'm putting Sweden at third, however, is because in the qualifiers they only were able to go to the next stage because of their performance in the Nations League. If they never would have got first in their Nations League group, they would have not been here, and it would have been Poland here instead. But yeah, no, great for Sweden, but I see them getting third. All right, Group G, Belgium should win this group pretty easily. They really should get first. Anything other than first would be a bit of a shocker. And as for second, I honestly I really want Iran to do good. They gotten so close to getting out the group stage the past two World Cups. 2018, I believe they were tied on points with I think it was Portugal, but they lost due to point difference. So they had like 4 points or something. And I think Portugal had like five. But yeah, no. And in 2022, they almost if they would have drew against the USA, they would have went out. They would have went to the round of 16. They would have played against the Netherlands. But no, if it wasn't for that goal at the last 15 minutes, I believe, from the USA. But yeah, yeah, no, this is Iran's prime opportunity to make it out the group stage finally. As for Egypt, I haven't really been seeing too much from the other two teams, Egypt and New Zealand. I'm just gonna give the slight advantage to Egypt. I think they're gonna do slightly better. However, I'm not sure if they're gonna make it to the next round of 32. All right, next up is Group H. Spain and Uruguay should have this group pretty easily. This should be a pretty easy win overall for Spain. I believe Spain are the best candidate to win the whole World Cup, if I'm being honest. But I don't want to say anything yet because it hasn't even started. But yeah, no, I believe Spain are gonna win the group. Uruguay are gonna get second for sure. And I'm gonna give the advantage to Saudi Arabia to get third. More World Cup experience overall and more highlights. I know this is Cape Verde's debut in the World Cup, but I don't know. I can't really see them winning against anybody here. Maybe Saudi Arabia, but I believe that's a stretch. They might draw. But other than them, I don't see them winning against Spain or Uruguay. All right, next is Group I. France are gonna win the group for sure. If I had to pick a final, I believe the most likely final would be Spain versus France. So yeah, no, it's gonna be imagine if that is right, man, that'd be wild. Or actually, it wouldn't be too surprising, but it'd be wild if I were to predict that. But no, I believe France got this group in the bag. They should win it. As for Norway, dude, they've been amazing in the qualifiers, dude. They've been on fire. Taking the first place spot from Italy and Israel, dude, great. Been great overall. So I believe Norway are gonna get second. As for Senegal, Senegal are always pretty good at the World Cup. They usually make they're close to they usually get third, or if not, get to the round of 16 majority of the time. So there's that. But yeah, no, I believe Senegal we're probably gonna be the best third place team in my opinion. So that's to consider. Iraq, I don't I don't really see them doing much. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna really win against anybody here. They're gonna go 0 for 3 probably, and it's a shame because I know they've been in the World Cup before, but I think the last time they were was in the 1980s. So yeah, but they're not gonna get a warm welcome back to the tournament. I believe they're gonna lose every match. So yeah. All right, Group J. Um, Argentina should win this group. I want to say pretty easily though, but like they should definitely win. They should get first. As for second, I believe Algeria, just based on the qualifiers, they've been pretty good and pretty great so far, honestly. I haven't really heard too much from Austria or Jordan. But yeah, no, overall, I don't really have too much to say for every other country besides, every country in this group besides Argentina. Realistically speaking, they should at least make the quarterfinals again, or at least get to the quarterfinals as the current champions. But should be a pretty not too difficult of a group for them. They should get past this. All right, next is Group K. Portugal and Colombia should get this pretty easily. They should definitely finish top two. I believe Portugal will beat Colombia though, so Portugal will get first, Colombia second. And as for DR Congo, honestly, they've been pretty good. They've been playing pretty well and consistent. I could generally see them getting out the group and potentially even getting second. I know it might seem crazy to say, but I like to always at least have a dark horse country. And I believe out of all of them, I think DR Congo might be that one. Now, are they probably going to be Colombia and Portugal? Realistically speaking, probably not. They might get a draw against Colombia, but I can't really see that happening either. But I don't know. Something about the way DR Congo is playing, man. They're probably going to be one of the best third place teams. They might even get to the round of 16. I know it's kind of crazy to say, but like they might, if they get like an easier group team in the round of 32, or get like maybe a draw against Colombia, dude, that could see them doing something. And as for Uzbekistan, it's their debut, I believe, and haven't heard too much from the team. I wish them the best, but like I don't see them getting a point, getting a win in this group. They might get a point, but I can't see that, frankly. All right, I believe this is the final group, Group L. England should get this pretty easily. Croatia should get this pretty easily. I'm gonna give the advantage to England though. Honestly, it could be really interchangeable between the two, but I see England. I see England doing more. So I think England are gonna get first, Croatia second. But honestly, you also got to consider Ghana too. Ghana are always usually a dark horse in the tournament. I mean, after all, they got to the quarterfinals, I believe in 2010 or 2014. I forgot which one. One of those two. The one where they lost to Uruguay because of Luis Suarez blocking the ball with his hand. But yeah, no. Honestly, I can also see Ghana getting second, or like going far in this tournament. They're probably a good contender for a dark horse too. As for Panama, I don't really see Panama doing too crazy in the tournament. Maybe a win, but that's the best they're gonna get, honestly. No, but no, I can see Ghana potentially getting second and overtaking Croatia or England, really. So yeah, that's my World Cup 2026 predictions for the group stage. I'll be sure to make a round of 32 as well. But yeah, I believe these are pretty good predictions overall. Uh, I believe I'm gonna get a majority of them right. So yeah. All right, so that's my predictions. I'll make one for the round of 32. Yeah.